been following sort of the legacy that my forefathers left for me. It's a mixed farm, beef, cattle and game. We've also got small antelope here, rare antelope, the Oribi, which we spent a lot of time conserving. The conservation started early in the 80s, where there were only 15 left on the farm. We're up to 130, 140 now on the farm. We formed a conservancy between the Kawi River and the Kareka River as far as Grahamstown. So our emphasis is now on conserving the small game species within that area, and that's mainly Oribi, bushbuck, blue duiker and bontebok and the ordinary grey duiker. An animal must have a value, and to have a value it makes it worth conserving. A lot of policy restrictions are contentious and not based on science, so we have been challenging that through testing of DNA of the bushbuck and the Oribi. The bontebok, we have been involved in the DNA right from the beginning as well. One of our recent successes with the Oribi have been challenging their translocation policy in terms of trying to extend their boundaries. And the whole of southern Africa appears to be one subspecies, which then meant that we could relocate Oribi anywhere in South Africa where the habitat is suitable. Jenny is the driving force in the industry. With the bontebok, she does the national survey. With the Oribi, she does the whole of the Eastern Cape and sends in the figures to EWT, and her contribution is huge.
Morning, guys.
My name is Mark Cotton, and together with Paula we own Bulela Wildlife, which is a game farm located in the Alexandria district. My passion for farming started at a very young age. I was very fortunate to go on holiday to farms in the Graafrenet and the Stormberg area, and that started my passion for farming. Then when we were in America, we would come out on family holidays to Tembani Wildlife, and that really ignited my passion for game farming. We do specialize in buffalo and sable, but we believe in the importance of diversity. We are proud members of New Frontier Game Breeders. We're a young group of game farmers, all located in various parts of the Eastern Cape. And our focus was on bringing the best quality genetics that South Africa has to offer into the Eastern Cape, adapting them to the local Eastern Cape conditions so that we could offer Eastern Cape game breeders with the best possible genetics that are adapted to their region. At Bulela Wildlife, we have a number of different camp systems ranging from 90 hectares all the way through 700 hectares. Some of that is for the breeding of animals, and a larger area is for the hunting of our excess male animals, both bulls and rams, that obviously come out of our breeding groups. In buying Bulela Wildlife, while it came with phenomenal diversity in terms of habitat and very good quality grazing, there are obviously sections of the farm that have been subject to overgrazing over the years, and we are taking an active approach to rehabilitating those areas to get the local but nevertheless invasive plants out, and to re-establish more climax grasses so that we can continue to build the quality of our animals off that solid foundational base. When we were living in America, we went through two different recessions, and what we learned out of that was that everything is cyclical, and while things might feel very hard in the game industry, at the moment everything tends to come out of it. What is important is that really good quality companies that are well managed, that provide a good quality product and a good service, are the ones that always come out of a recession ahead of their competition. If you wish to be a breeder, you need to get the best quality genetics that you can and put them together. And what really excites me about this industry is when you invest all that time and money in acquiring those genetics, then seeing many years down the line the quality of the animals that you start producing gives you an incredible sense of achievement.
My name is Nonkubela Mayatula, and I'm the owner and operate Mir Estate. I was born and bred in Dukwa, which is 1.5 hours from here. And 11 years ago, I acquired this wonderful piece of ground in the place we call home. And from that point on, I started with the rehabilitation and conservation programs to make sure that we restore the property to its most natural state. We are part of the mission to recover indigenous species, and a lot of which historically occurred in our region. For example, you take Bontebok, and then you take Cape Mountain zebra. Looking at ecotourism as consciously traveling towards areas that are exotic and natural, and with travelers that intend to support efforts that are conservative in nature, that are constructive towards the local communities, and that observe wildlife in general. Mir Estate prides itself as having that unique offering that combines these elements in quite an unprecedented manner. We understand that the modern traveler wants to be part of something that is meaningful. So they go to these areas that are responsible as far as the ecology, environment, and the people that live around the areas. They look for areas that involve interpretation and education whilst having a tourism aspect to it. In this regard, we have won numerous awards, from service excellence to lap of luxury. And amongst other things, I can mention that in the last couple of years, we've been one of the top 3 properties that we're actually ready to host and receive wildlife from transformation initiatives that government has put in place through your Eastern Cape and Parks and Tourism Agency. You've got public interest, which would be your civil society and communities. You've got business, which has got financial imperatives. And then you've got government from a regulatory framework that seeks to balance this. So this is our philosophy and how we've managed to capture all these elements in Mir Estate. And I think that that's a more sustainable way of doing it.
I'm Irvin Tam. We farm in the Cradock area of the Eastern Cape. We started this business in 1995 when we bought Spekboomberg for the love of the land. And my sons Peter and Stephen joined me at a later time, and we run the business as a company. It's rather special to be able to do this with my sons, although they are actually running the business at this time. And I'm spending a lot of my time on a very special thing that we do now. We have a charity which we call the Amy Bell, in memory of a friend's daughter that passed away. This charity is very special to us, and I think to the industry as a whole. It is most probably the only wildlife charity that we know of. Everybody involved is somehow part of wildlife, whether they are hunters, farmers, game breeders, taxidermists, or just interested in wildlife in general. We have 3 buildings that Hospice and Amy Bell own, which the Tam family have donated. Last year we built a school in the township of Craddock for 200 students. We also feed over 100 kids every day at the Amy House, part of Hospice. We also have a school for children with learning disabilities that gets run by Liddy Moorman, who is disabled herself, and the foundation takes care of all the finances of these projects.
Yeah, our primary business here at Tam Safaris is the hunting, and yeah, starting off it wasn't easy, a very difficult industry to get into, but with that and with time and hard work, it's paid off, and obviously with the help of Hunters Dollars we've been able to grow this business. We've been able to add land as time's progressed. Yeah, it's been pretty special to reach this stage in our careers where hard work has finally paid off. Tam Safaris was awarded the Dallas Safari Club Outfitter of the Year in 2016, and in 2018 we were awarded with the Professional Hunters Award at Houston Safari Club.
Yeah, at Tam Safaris we've got over 30 different species that we can offer to clients on a sustainable basis. We follow a holistic wildlife management philosophy. Yeah, the nice thing here in the Karoo is that we obviously have a lot of space, and which offers the clients a really nice experience.
I am Mark Fetting from Sipton Manor Game Breeders, part of New Frontier Game Breeders Group, based here in Fort Beaufort, Eastern Cape. We've been breeding game now intensively for about 5 years. We've got buffalo, sable, nyala, black impala, golden nyala, bontebok, and then some of the more common species as well. We also focus on hunting, overseas clients mainly. Our farm is in the small deal, which is Sweetveld down here. We've also got quite a bit of browse for the animals, so we can have quite a wide variety of animals, browsers as well as grazers, and they all do really well here. We do use rotational systems in our camps. We've got to change them. So to prevent parasite buildup in the camps, as well as tick buildups. We've got to keep an eye on the animals, especially when it's in intensively like this. The really exciting part of game breeding, or the part that I really enjoy, is we've really gone through a lot of effort to acquire specific genetics and top breeding animals, and we've got to the point now where the offspring is starting to come of age, and we're really starting to see some awesome results with the youngsters coming through. So in the years to come, we're definitely going to have a lot to offer the market in terms of exceptional breeding animals, both male and female. Just over a year ago, I got together with 2 other breeders, Mark Cotton and Warren Rieger, and we formed New Frontier Game Breeders, and it's just basically a group that we've got together. We haven't got an auction or anything at the moment, but it's definitely an end goal to reach towards. It's just to bounce ideas off, learn from each other. Our philosophy is to produce animals here in the Eastern Cape for the Eastern Cape farmers that are adapted to the unique conditions here in the Eastern Cape. It's a massive privilege to be able to farm with these animals and farm the way we do.